You've seen it, right? Generative AI. It feels like pure magic. But what if I told you there are some pretty big flaws hiding behind that magic curtain? And look, understanding these limitations isn't just for tech nerds. It's absolutely crucial if we're going to use this stuff safely and effectively. So yeah, let's pull back that curtain.
So where does this incredible tool actually fail? I mean, it can write code, it can whip up amazing art, but what are its blind spots? That's exactly what we're going to dig into. We're going to break it all down into 4 major challenges.
All right, so here they are. We've got AI hallucinations, what's known as the black box problem, its totally unpredictable outputs, and a really tough one, embedded bias. Let's start with that first one. This is when the AI just confidently makes stuff up.
Okay, problem number 1, AI hallucinations. And that subtitle really nails it, doesn't it? When the AI is confidently incorrect. It's not just wrong, it's wrong with style. So what in the world is an AI hallucination? Well, picture this. You ask an AI to tell you about a historical event. It spits back this perfectly written, super convincing paragraph about a battle that never, ever happened. The language is great, the structure is flawless, but the facts, pure fiction. And you got to understand, it's not lying in the human sense. It's more like a super powerful pattern matching machine that's just gone a little haywire.
Okay, but why does this even happen? Well, there are a few reasons. First, something called overfitting. The best analogy is a student who just memorizes the answers for a test but doesn't actually understand the material. They can ace the practice questions, but throw them a new problem, they're lost. The AI knows its training data too well. Second, you've heard the saying, garbage in, garbage out, right? It's literally that. If the data it trained on had mistakes, well, the AI learned those mistakes. And finally, these models are just mind-bogglingly complex. Sometimes they make these weird connections that result in just bizarre, totally wrong outputs.
So what's the bottom line here? It's actually pretty simple. You have to double-check everything. Treat every single thing a Gen AI gives you with a big dose of healthy skepticism. The responsibility to fact-check, that's on us, the user. The way I see it, think of it as a brilliant, incredibly fast research assistant who sometimes just makes things up.
And that whole problem with hallucinations, it leads us straight into our second big challenge. You might be wondering, why is it so hard to just stop them? Well, a huge part of the answer is what we call the black box problem. Put simply, we often have no clue how the AI gets to its answers.
So this lack of interpretability, what does that really mean? Okay, here's an analogy. Imagine you ask a math genius to solve an insanely hard problem. They give you the right answer in a split second. But when you ask, wait, how did you do that? Show me your work. They just shrug and say, I don't know, I just knew. That's the black box. We can see the question we put in, and we can see the answer that comes out, but the how, the process in the middle, is a total mystery. And get this, it's often a mystery even to the people who built it.
And yeah, there's a quote here that sums it up perfectly. Models like these are often called black box models because they are, frankly, too complex for human understanding. It's not that people aren't trying to figure it out. It's just that the web of connections and calculations inside is so immense, so tangled, that tracing a single decision from start to finish is practically impossible for a human brain.
So, who cares, right? As long as it works? Well, it matters a lot. Think about it. If we can't see inside that box, how are we supposed to debug it when things go wrong? How can we find and remove hidden biases if we don't know where they're coming from? How can a company prove it's following the law? And really, the biggest question of all is, how can we ever fully trust a system whose reasoning we can't understand?
All right, this brings us to problem number 3, and it's a direct result of that black box complexity. We're talking about unpredictable outputs. The fancy term for it is non-determinism, and let me tell you, it's a huge headache if you need things to be consistent.
So let's break that down. A deterministic system is something like your calculator. Every single time you type in 2 plus 2, you're going to get 4. It's consistent, it's repeatable. But a non-deterministic system, like a generative AI, is different. It's built for creativity. You can give it the exact same prompt 5 different times, and you could get 5 totally different, totally unique responses. In many ways, that's its superpower. But that superpower becomes a real problem when what you actually need is reliability.
And that's the real-world impact. This unpredictability really challenges consistency. Imagine you're a business using AI to write your marketing emails. One day, the tone is perfect. It's exactly on brand. The next day, using the very same prompt, it spits out something that's completely wrong for your company.
For any kind of professional use where you need the same result every time, this randomness is a major hurdle. Okay, that brings us to our fourth and final problem. And honestly, this might be the most serious one of all. It's called embedded bias. And this isn't about the AI getting a fact wrong. This is about the AI producing content that is genuinely unfair and, in some cases, pretty harmful.
So where does this bias even come from? Well, the AI learns from us. It's trained on this enormous chunk of human-generated text and images, the internet, books, you name it. And let's be real, that data is filled with all of our own societal and historical biases. The AI has no concept of right or wrong, it just sees patterns in the data and learns to replicate them. But here's the scary part. It doesn't just mirror our biases, it can actually amplify them, locking them in and spreading them at a massive scale.
And the consequences of this can be really, really serious. We're talking about AI systems that reinforce harmful stereotypes, or worse, make unfair decisions about real people's lives. Things like who gets a job interview or who gets approved for a loan. It has the potential to take existing inequalities and make them even deeper.
Okay, so hallucinations, black boxes, unpredictability, and bias. I know, it sounds pretty grim, but it's not the end of the story. The good news is we're not helpless. The whole game becomes about managing these limitations.
So how do we manage these risks? Right now, it really comes down to two key strategies. First is just ongoing monitoring. That means having people, or even other AI systems, constantly checking what the AI is putting out, looking for mistakes, looking for bias. The second step is strategic filtering. This is about building safety nets, basically layers that can catch and block problematic content before a person ever sees it. It's all about being proactive instead of just cleaning up messes after they happen.
So, for the exam, and really for anyone interested in this stuff, these are the four big ones to remember: hallucinations, the black box problem, unpredictable outputs, and embedded bias. Knowing these isn't just about passing a test. It's essential for anyone who's going to be building, using, or even making rules about this technology. Because at the end of the day, managing AI responsibly, well, it's not just a nice idea, it's really the only way we can move forward.
And that kind of leaves us with one big question to chew on, doesn't it? As AI keeps getting more and more powerful, are these flaws things we can ever actually eliminate? Or is the real future of AI not about creating a perfect technology, but about us, all of us, getting much, much better at managing its inherent imperfections?